Hello all, welcome to this lecture session on problems on Venturimeter part 2. We have already solved some basic problems related to Venturimeter, and now we are further solving the remaining problems based on the Venturimeter. So I welcome you to this lecture session on fluid mechanics, and here in this particular lecture session, here we are going to solve some problems which are having a higher length, means they are included in various competitive exams and also in various university papers. So students are facing problems based on solving of these problems. So let's go for the solving of these particular problems which are having some criticality in their nature. Okay, so my name is Sawan Wani. I am assistant professor in Department of Mechanical Engineering in Padma Bhushan Vasantrao Dada Patil Institute of Technology, Budgaon, Sangli. So on this our YouTube channel, we had posted various lecture series like fluid mechanics, then refrigeration and air conditioning, power plant engineering, and also the various concepts related to refrigeration air conditioning systems. Then in this particular YouTube channel, I will kindly request you all to subscribe our YouTube channel in order to receive more and more videos related to these particular concepts. So hopefully you will be enjoying these lecture sessions, and we are continuing this our particular lecture with a certain example. So let's start our lecture with the first example on the Venturimeter. So the title is Problems on Venturimeter, and let's go for our first problem today. Okay, so the question is: a venturimeter is installed in a pipeline carrying water and is 30 centimeter in diameter. The throat diameter is 12.5 centimeter. The pressure in pipeline is 140 kilonewton per meter square, and the vacuum in the throat is 37.5 centimeter of mercury. 4% of the differential head is lost between the gauges. Working from first principles, find the flow rate in the pipeline in liters per second, assuming the venturimeter to be horizontal. So see guys that this problem is having a higher length, right? Means the higher length means there are number of sentences in this problem. So naturally, when the students are going to solve the problem, or when you are going to solve the problem, considering their we can say the considering the higher rate of this problem, that is the length of the problem, most of you will not attempt the problem in the exams. Okay, so the general way in which we have to solve these type of problems is, in order to solve this problem, just divide this particular question into number of sentences. Okay, so always see that there is a full stop included in the problem. So therefore, always just divide the problem into number of sentences. So first we will understand the meaning of this problem, and then we will go for the solution. Okay. So a venturimeter is there. It is installed in a pipeline. So there is a pipeline in which a venturimeter is installed. It is carrying water. So the fluid which is flowing through the pipeline and venturimeter is water, and is 30 centimeter in diameter. Means the actual diameter of the inlet of the pipeline or inlet of the venturimeter is 30 centimeter. So the diameter is 30 centimeter. The throat diameter is 12.5 centimeter. So the diameter of the throat of the venturimeter is 12.5 centimeter. In theory, we have seen that there are three parts for a venturimeter, that is convergent section, then throat section, and divergent section. So the throat diameter is 12.5 centimeter. Then the pressure in the pipeline is 140 kilonewton per meter square. Means at the inlet the pressure is 140 kilonewton per meter square, and the vacuum in the throat is 37.5 centimeter of mercury. So the vacuum pressure in the throat, that is vacuum pressure head in the throat, is 37.5 centimeter of mercury. Then 4% of the differential head is lost between the gauges. So see guys that the gauges are not giving us the accurate reading. So 4% of the differential head is lost in the gauges. Working from first principles, find the flow rate in the pipeline in liters per second, assuming the venturimeter to be horizontal. So the venturimeter is installed horizontally in the pipeline, and we have to find the flow rate, that is the discharge, in liters per second. Okay. So now, given, we are starting with the solution for this. So D1 is 30 centimeter, that is the inlet diameter of the venturimeter. So converted that into meter, we get 0.3 meters. Then D2 is 12.5 centimeter, so we get it as 0.125 meter. Then P1 is 140 kilonewton per meter square, and P2 is, it is vacuum pressure head, that is vacuum pressure. So we say that it is minus 37.5 centimeter of mercury. So the value of P2 is minus 37.5 centimeter of mercury. So now we have to convert that into meters of water, guys. See, always remember that convert all these values into first SI unit. So diameter we have converted in meter. Again this diameter we have converted in meter. Pressure is in kilonewton per meter square. So let's convert this value which is in centimeter of mercury, right? So minus will be as it is. Centimeter of mercury is converted into centimeter of water by multiplying the specific gravity of mercury. So minus 37.5 into 13.6, that is the specific gravity of mercury, divided by 100. Why this 100 is taken? Conversion of centimeters to meters. So we know that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. So therefore minus 37.5 into 13.6 divided by 100. So when we evaluate this, we get minus 5.1 meters of water. So this is the value of P2, that is in meters of water. HF, that is the head loss due to the various gauges, is 4% of the differential head. So now we have to calculate flow rate. So let's go for the first value, that is pressure head at inlet. So P1 by W. So P1 is 140 kilonewton per meter square. So therefore converting this into Newton. So 140 into 10 raised to 3 divided by specific weight of water is 9810 Newton per meter cube. So therefore we get, when we evaluate this, we get this value as 14.27 meters of water. This is the value of the pressure head. Okay. Going to the next part of this problem. P2 by W is minus 5.1 meters of water. Now we have to calculate this particular value of HF, that is how much value of differential head has been lost. So the differential head is P1 by W minus P2 by W. So out of this total head, 4% is lost in differential head. So 4% is 4 by 100, P1 by W minus P2 by W. So therefore 4 by 100, P1 by W is 14.27, which we have seen just now, minus of 5.1. So we get this particular value as 0.775 meters of water. This is the value of head loss in differential head. Okay. Now, applying Bernoulli's equation at the entrance and throat section, we get P1 by W plus V1 square by 2G plus Z1 is equal to P2 by W plus V2 square by 2G plus Z2 plus HF. Now this HF is nothing but the head loss due to differential head. Then now rearranging the above equation. Now as the venturimeter is horizontal, we have written here Z1 is equal to Z2. In further problems, when we are going to see that venturimeter will be vertical or inclined, then there will be some values of Z1 and Z2. Now as the venturimeter is horizontal, naturally the value of Z1 will be equal to Z2. Therefore, rearranging this equation, we get V1 square minus V2 square by 2G is equal to P2 by W minus P1 by W plus HF. This is the value which we get. So V1 square minus V2 square by 2G keeping as it is. P2 by W is minus 5.1 minus P1 by W is 14.7 and HF is 0.775. So therefore we get this as minus 18.59. Okay. Now see guys, out of this equation, this V1 square minus V2 square by 2G, we are getting this particular value as v1 square by 2g has been taken outside the bracket. Okay, and now what we get in the first bracket here, we get 1 minus what we will get here, it is v2 square by 2g, so we will get here v2 by v1 bracket square, so that what will happen, v2 square will be as it is, by 2g will be as it is, and this v1 square by v1 square will be cancelled, so that we will get v2 square by 2g, and that is equal to minus 18.59. Only we have rearranged this v1 square minus v2 square by 2g in this form, that is v1 square by 2g outside the bracket, 1 minus v2 by v1 bracket square. Now from continuity equation, we are having this continuity equation as a1 v1 is equal to a2 v2. So therefore, considering the ratio of velocities, v2 by v1 will be equal to a1 by a2. So what is a1? a1 will be pi by 4 d1 square, and a2 will be pi by 4 d2 square. So is equal to, here pi by 4 and pi by 4 will be cancelled. So here you will get d1 by d2 bracket square. So instead of this v2 by v1, now we can write here d1 by d2 bracket square. So we get this value as 0.3 divided by 0.125 bracket square. So we get this value as 5.76. Means instead of now v2 by v1, we can put this value as 5.76. Okay, let's go for the last phase of this solution of this problem. v1 square by 2 into 1 minus 5.76 bracket square. Now here see guys, that here we are requiring to take 9.81. Here we have to just multiply by 9.81. So here you can see this v1 square by 2 into minus 32.18, which is here. Now see, just I will write here first, that here it is into 9.81. This is the g value which we have not taken, which will be here. Then v1 square by 2 into minus 32.18 and is equal to 2 into 9.81 into minus 18.59. Okay, so now we have got this particular value, that is v1 square by 2g. So therefore here we will get the value as v1 equal to 2 into 9.81 into 18.59 divided by 32.18, which is taken here, that is in the next part, and therefore we will get raised to 1/2 because this v1 square is there. So the value of v1, we get this as 3.367 meters per second. Okay, now see guys, that after this value which we have got, here we will we are required to take again, see in this problem here again, for that particular value here already 2 is taken, so v1 square into minus 32.18, like this it will be there. Okay, just it's a typing mistake. Then discharge q is a1 v1, so a1 is pi by 4 into d1 square into v1, so pi by 4 into 0.3 square into 3.367 into 10 raised to 3. Why this 10 raised to 3? Because conversion of meter cube per second into liters per second. So the final value of discharge, we get it as 238 liters per second. This is the particular value for this, or the particular solution for this problem. Now going for the next problem, problem number 2. Now you will see again this is a basic problem, and again it is related to a venturimeter. A 200 mm by 100 mm venturimeter is provided in a vertical pipe carrying water flowing in a upward direction. Okay, a differential mercury manometer connected to the inlet and throat gives a reading of 220 mm. Find the rate of flow. Assume CD equal to 0.98. Okay, now guys see here in this condition, a 200 mm by 100 mm venturimeter. So these are the dimensions of venturimeter given, D1 and D2, that is the values, is provided in a vertical pipe carrying water flowing in the upward direction. So guys see, there is a vertical pipe and in that the venturimeter is installed. So therefore the venturimeter also installed is vertical. and the water is flowing in upward direction. So differential mercury manometer is connected to the inlet and throat, and it gives a reading of 220 mm. So this reading of 220 mm is nothing but the difference in the levels of the manometer. So therefore this difference is 220 mm. Find the rate of flow. Assume CD equal to 0.98. Let's go for the solution again. So diameter at inlet. So just we will take a help of certain color and we will just show diameter at inlet. So here you will get D1 equal to 200 mm, that is 0.2 meters. So area at inlet, area is calculated as A1 equal to pi by 4 into D1 square. So pi by 4 into 0.2 square. So we get this value as 0.0314 meter square. That is the area at inlet. Then diameter of throat, D2 is 100 mm. So converted into meters, that is 0.1 meters. So area at throat will be A2 equal to pi by 4 into D2 square. So pi by 4 into 0.1 square. So when we evaluate this, we get the value as 0.00785 meter square. So we have got both areas now, A1 and A2, right? Then specific gravity of heavy liquid in the manometer. Now see guys that there is no any yes, there is the value given, a differential mercury manometer it is given. So the heavier liquid in the manometer is mercury. So specific gravity of heavy liquid in the manometer, that is SHL, is 13.6. Specific gravity of liquid flowing through the pipe, see you will see that it is carrying water. So therefore specific gravity of liquid flowing through pipe, that is SP, is 1. Specific gravity of water is 1. Coefficient of discharge CD is given to us as 0.98. Then reading of the differential manometer, that is Y, it is 220 mm. So therefore it is 0.22 meters. So these all parameters are given to us and we have calculated the area at inlet and area at throat. Okay. Now let's go to the next slide for the solution of this problem. Yes, so now you will observe that differential head we have to calculate. So differential head is equal to P1 by W plus Z1. We will go again with the laser pointer. P1 by W plus Z1 minus P2 by W plus Z2, and that is again equal to Y, that is specific gravity of higher liquid divided by specific gravity of the liquid flowing through the pipe minus 1. So Y is 0.22. So we have inserted this value. Again we will go for the solution of this problem with the pen pointer. So H is 0.22, which is inserted here. Specific gravity of higher liquid, that is mercury, is 13.6. Specific gravity of water is 1 and minus 1. So that is the value we get it as H is equal to 2.77 meters. Okay. Now the formula for discharge we know. Discharge, that is a theoretical discharge for a venturimeter. It is equal to CD A1 A2 under root 2GH divided by under root A1 square minus A2 square, right? This is the formula which we are continuously repeating in the various problems related to venturimeter. So Q equal to CD is 0.98, A1 is 0.0314, A2 is 0.00785 into under root 2GH. So 2 into 9.81 into H is 2.77, which we have calculated here. Then under root A1 square is 0.0314 square minus A2 square, so 0.00785 square. So therefore we get this value of Q as 0.0584 meter cube per second. This is the value of discharge. So see guys, in this equation, in this problem, the condition given to us was different, right? So based on that we have solved this problem, and the problem was related to the venturimeter which is connected vertically to this particular system. But see guys, in this problem what we have observed is that this condition which is given to us, instead of this condition which I am just showing, that this condition was useful for us because the difference in manometer levels were given. So in some problem we have, if the venturimeter is vertically installed, we will get this Z1 and Z2 values somewhat. So therefore, due to that, these Z1 and Z2 values will be helpful for us for finding the solution when the venturimeter is installed vertically in a particular pipeline flow. So let's go for the problem number 3. Now see guys, this problem, again this problem is considering a very higher length, right? But we will make it very simple for you to understand this problem. So let's go for this problem again. We will read out this problem. A 300 mm by 150 mm venturimeter is provided in a vertical pipeline carrying oil of specific gravity 0.9, flow being upward. The difference in elevation of the throat section and entrance section of the venturimeter is 300 mm. The difference in elevation of the throat section and entrance section of the venturimeter is 300 mm, which we have just now written here. The differential U-tube mercury manometer shows a gauge deflection of 250 mm. So calculate the discharge of the oil and the pressure difference between the entrance section and the throat section. Take the coefficient of venturimeter as 0.98 and specific gravity of mercury as 13.6. Okay, so see guys, this problem, in this problem now we will again divide this in number of sentences. So we will take another color and we will just define this particular problem in sentences. So a 300 mm by 150 mm mercury venturimeter is provided in a vertical pipeline. So the meaning of this problem is that a venturimeter is installed in a vertical pipeline carrying oil having specific gravity 0.9 and the flow is upward. So the water or the fluid is flowing from downwards to upwards and the venturimeter is installed vertically, right? Then the difference in the elevation of the throat section and entrance section of the venturimeter is 300 mm. So the difference in the elevation is given as 300 mm. The differential U-tube mercury manometer, so the manometric liquid is mercury, it shows a gauge deflection of 250 mm. So the difference between the two limbs of the mercury is 250 mm. What we have to find is, we have to find discharge of oil and the pressure difference between entrance section and the throat section. Take the coefficient of mercury as coefficient of venturimeter as 0.98 and specific gravity of mercury as 13.6. So let's go for the diagram first. This is the diagram of our particular venturimeter which is installed vertical. So see, the arrow is shown like this. So you can observe this arrow. So the flow is from downwards to upwards. The diameter at inlet is 300 mm and the actual throat diameter is 150 mm, which is shown here. Okay. Then the differential manometer is connected in such a way that the difference between that is 250 mm. So the difference in the levels of the mercury in the manometer connected to this venturimeter is 250 mm. So the Y value will be 250 mm. Inlet diameter is 300 mm, which is shown here, and outlet diameter, that is throat diameter, is 150 mm, and flow is from downwards to upwards. Okay, let's go for the solution of this problem. So initially, diameter at inlet, which is D1, as always it is 300 mm, it is given to us, so we have converted that into meter. So we have got this as 0.3 meters, right? Then area of inlet will be pi by 4 D1 square. So pi by 4 into 0.3 square. So we get this value as 0.07 meter square. Diameter of throat D2 is 150 mm, so 0.15 meters. So area becomes pi by 4 into 0.15 square. So we get this value as 0.01767 meter square. Okay. Now, specific gravity of heavier liquid, that is mercury, it is given to us already in YouTube manometer. So the specific gravity of higher liquid is 13.6, which is given in the problem. Specific gravity of liquid, because they have mentioned that oil is flowing through the system, so therefore SP, that is specific gravity of liquid, that is oil flowing through the pipe, is 0.9. Okay. Then next, reading of the differential manometer, Y is 250 mm, that is difference in the levels of the mercury is 250 mm, so Y is 0.25 meter. Now the differential head is given by, we know this formula, right? This we have seen in the last problem also. This is the formula, just we will change the color. H is P1 by W plus Z1 minus P2 by W plus Z2, but again the values are given to us. So Y is, this formula also we can take. Y, specific gravity of higher liquid divided by specific gravity of the liquid flowing through pipe minus 1. So Y is 0.25. SHL is 13.6, specific gravity of heavier liquid. Specific gravity of the liquid flowing through pipe is 0.9 and 1. So when we evaluate this, we get this value as 3.53 meters of oil. Now see guys, in every problem we were writing meters of water, right? So this, the differential head, which is in terms of meters of water. Now the fluid flowing through the pipe is oil, so therefore the unit will be in meters of oil. Okay, so 3.53 meters of oil. Then first is discharge of oil. We have to find Q. So discharge equation we know, Q equal to CD A1A2 under root 2GH divided by under root A1 square minus A2 square. So based on this particular formula, we are going to find out the solution to this problem. So Q equal to CD is 0.98 into A1 is 0.07 into A2 is 0.01767 into under root 2 into 9.81 into 3.53, that is H, then divided by under root A1 square, that is 0.07 square minus A2 square, that is 0.01767 square. So when we evaluate this value of Q, we get it as 0.1489 meter cube per second. So this is the value of the discharge flowing through this pipe of the oil. Second is pressure difference between entrance and throat section. So what is this value? This value will be denoted by P1 minus P2, right? So we are having this particular value as P1 by W plus Z1, that is H, equal to minus P2 by W plus Z2 is equal to 3.53. So now we can write here like this, that taking P terms in one side and Z terms on another side, we can write P1 by W minus P2 by W plus Z1 minus Z2 equal to 3.53. Okay. Now, what is the difference in the throat sections? It is given to us, that is difference between the entrance and the throat sections given to us is 300 mm in the problem. So Z2 minus Z1 will be 0.3 meters. So P1 by W minus P2 by W minus 0.3, that is inserting this particular value, that here it is plus, but Z2 minus Z1 is 300, that is 0.3, so it will be here, my Z1 by minus Z2 will be minus 0.3 is equal to 3.53. So P1 minus P2 by W equal to 3.83. So what will be the W value? W will be 9.81 kilonewton per meter cube. That is the specific weight of a water, right? And we have to convert that into oil. So W will be equal to 9.81 kilonewton per meter cube into specific gravity of oil, that is 0.9. So P1 minus P2 will be equal to 9.81 into 0.9 into 3.83. So we get this value as 33.8 kilonewton per meter square. Again, see guys here why we have taken 9.81 into 0.9. Specific weight of oil we require, right? So specific weight of oil will be equal to we know that the formula for specific gravity of oil is equal to specific weight of fluid divided by specific weight of standard fluid. So therefore specific weight of standard fluid will be equal to specific weight of the oil will be equal to specific weight of standard fluid, which is of water, that is 9.81 kilonewton per meter cube, into specific gravity. So therefore 9.81 into 0.9. So the value which we get of pressure difference is 33.8 kilonewton per meter square. So now we will go for the problem number 4. So the question is, determine the rate of flow of water through a pipe of 300 mm diameter placed in an inclined position where a venturimeter is inserted, having a throat diameter of 150 mm. The difference of pressure between the main and throat is measured by a liquid of specific gravity 0.7 in an inverted U-tube, which gives a reading of 260 mm. The loss of head between the main and throat is 0.3 times the kinetic head of the pipe. So this is another problem which is giving us the value of a, what we can say in this case, that this is the inclined venturimeter values now. Okay, so see guys, again we will divide this particular problem in n number of sentences. So determine the rate of flow of water through a pipe of 300 mm diameter in an inclined position where a venturimeter is inserted, having a throat diameter of 150 mm. So inlet diameter of pipe is 300 mm, throat diameter is 150 mm. What we have to find? Rate of flow, which is nothing but discharge, and it is placed in an inclined position. Okay, now next sentence. The difference of pressure between main and throat is measured by a liquid of specific gravity 0.7. So again here no water is there. There is a liquid having specific gravity 0.7 in an inverted U-tube, which gives a reading of 260 mm. So in that inverted U-tube manometer, the reading is there, or that is of wire reading is 260 mm. The loss of the head between the main and the throat is 0.3 times the kinetic head. So this is the loss value which is given to us. So this is the diagram again. So in this diagram you will see that the venturimeter is inclined in condition. So we will just show with the laser pointer here. So this is the inclined venturimeter, and the water is flowing from the upper side to the downward side, and the inverted U-tube manometer is there. Now here guys see that U-tube manometer is inverted, and the distance between these two, that is the difference in the levels of these particular manometric levels, is 260 mm, which is shown here. Why? Then at inlet, the throat diameter is there, inlet diameter is given to us, and outlet diameter, that is throat diameter, is given to us, and through this particular system the liquid is there having specific gravity 0.7. okay, then water is flowing through this pipe, but the manometric liquid is given to us having specific gravity as 0.7. So instead of mercury, now there is a specific gravity of liquid which is given to us as 0.7. okay, let's go for the solution. So diameter D1 is 300 mm given to us, again 0.3 meters. So area at inlet A1 will be equal to pi by 4 0.3 square, so it will be 0.07 square. Then throat diameter D2 is 150 mm, so it is equal to 0.15 meters. So area at throat equal to pi by 4 into 0.15 square, so equal to 0.01767 meter square, right? So we have got A1, we have got A2. Then specific gravity of lighter liquid, that is SLL, that is 0.7, which is in the U-tube manometer. Then specific gravity of liquid flowing through this pipe is 1. okay, then reading of the differential manometer Y is 260 mm, so it is 0.26 meter. Difference in pressure head H will be again equal to, as usual, P1 by W plus Z1 minus P2 by W plus Z2 will be equal to H, right? Then how the formula changes, just see now here. As the inverted U2 manometer is there, this formula is again also reversed. It was specific gravity of higher liquid minus specific gravity of liquid flowing through the pipe minus 1. But now as inverted U2 manometer is there, this formula is reversed. So H is equal to Y into 1 minus specific gravity of lighter liquid divided by specific gravity of liquid flowing through the pipe. So 0.26, 1 minus 0.7 is the specific gravity of the lighter liquid. This is SP is specific gravity of water. So therefore we get H as 0.078 meters of water. Then in the problem, they have given that loss of head is 0.3 times the kinetic head of the pipe. So therefore, kinetic head we have to calculate. So here now what we will find the values? We will find these values first. We are just applying Bernoulli's equation at sections 1 and 2. So we know that Bernoulli's equation at section 1 and 2, and this is for the real liquid, means we have to consider the head losses. So applying Bernoulli's equation at sections 1 and 2, we get P1 by W plus Z1 plus V1 square by 2G is equal to P2 by W plus Z2 plus V2 square by 2G plus this HL value, so that it becomes a head loss. So this is the real fluid equation. So now just taking these all terms at one side, P1 by W plus Z1 minus P2 by W plus Z2 plus V1 square by 2G minus V2 square by 2G is equal to HL. HL is taken here. But what we have got already, we have got this H equal to 0.078. So already this H is nothing but equal to P1 by W plus Z1 minus P2 by W plus Z2. So here we get this value as 0.078 meters of water. Then going to the final point in this particular problem, HL will be equal to 0.3 into V1 square by 2G, that is kinetic head of the pipe. So this is nothing but V1 square by 2G. So therefore 0.078, which is HL, V1 square by 2G minus V2 square by 2G, this 0.078 is H plus V1 square by 2G minus V2 square by 2G is equal to this HL will be as it is 0.3 into V1 square by 2G. So 0.078 plus taking these values of V1 square here. So 1 minus 0.3. So it will be 0.7 V1 square by 2G minus V2 square by 2G is equal to 0. Then applying continuity equations, we get A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. This is the continuity equation. So V1 is equal to nothing but A2 V2 by A1. So what will be V1 now? We have to find the V1 value in terms of V2. So A2 is pi by 4 into 0.15 square. A1 is pi by 4 into 0.30 square into V2. So here you will see pi by 4 will be cancelled. 0.15 square, 0.30 square. When you evaluate this, you will get this V1 value as V2 divided by 4. So now in this equation number 1, we have to input this particular value of V1, which is V2 by 4. What is the first equation? Just we will remind 0.078. We will just take a different color to determine this. 0.078 plus 0.7 V1 square by 2G minus V2 square by 2G is equal to 0. So that value we are inputting the value of V1 is equal to V2 by 4 in this equation number 1. So therefore, the final part of this problem, 0.078 plus 0.7 into, here it is V1 square, so it is V2 by 4 square divided by 2G minus V2 square by 2G is equal to 0. So here we get this value. When we evaluate this, we get 0.078 plus V2 square by 2G, 0.7 divided by 16 minus 1. So we get this value as V2 square by 2G into minus 0.956 is equal to minus 0.078. So V2 square is equal to minus, here V2 square will be equal to, directly we can take 0.078 into 2 into 9.81, then divided by 0.956. So we get this value of V2 as 1.26 meters per second, and therefore the rate of flow, that is discharge, is nothing but equal to A1 V1, or we can say A2 V2. So Q is A2 V2. So therefore A2 is 0.01767 into 1.6, that is V2, which we have calculated here, and therefore the value of discharge is 0.022 meter cube per second. So guys, this was our today's lecture. We have completed 4 problems based on venturimeter. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel for receiving more and more videos, and thank you all. Thank you very much for attending this lecture. If you have any suggestions, if you have any doubts regarding various problems, you can just post on the chat box in our YouTube, or you can just post one comment on the video box, so that it will be very easy for us to solve your problem. Or you can post any type of problem, we can give the solution of the related to that venturimeter. So thank you all. Thank you very much.